understand that I have to pay something for Nathan, but it just feels unfair because Jake deliberately took them from me. I believe that this was very much orchestrated. His motive 100% of the time has just been to get money from me. So they just kind of used what I had made year to date and then divided
Right.
that out.
If you pick up a quarter on the street corner, it's income. If I grant you an order to enforce your parenting time, the police will not enforce it.
Mom has an objection regarding the amount of child support that she is ordered to pay.
Both of you received the recommendation, and ma'am, you're the objecting party, so let's go through your objections.
Sure.
Why don't we start with the pay objection? Go ahead with that one.
So they just kind of used what I had made year to date and then divided that out. But I work in healthcare.
That's the mathematical equation they use. They take
Sure.
the longer in the year that we've got you, the more likely it is that it's most accurate. The closer we get to December, that's your yearly income. And on the front of the court, if you pick up a quarter on the street corner, it's income. Basically.
So my only objection to it was that because of COVID and healthcare, I had these extra shifts that I was working. And when the COVID subsidies ended, those were no longer available for me. So that's why I supplied kind of what my salary is.
Do you have a current pay stub?
I can get one to you.
Supposed to be doesn't matter. Actual matters. So if you're working overtime and stuff, that's all considered.
Yeah.
The law does not have a choice.
Going forward, those wouldn't be available to me.
Well, the going forward is something that we will look at going forward. Right now, forgive me, but we've had a lot of people that come in at this point, look at their employer, go, I'm stopping overtime.
Oh,
then they come in with your store
overtime.
Or shift differentials or extra shifts or whatever. But then they stop it and then they come in trying to make that complaint. And a month later, we find out they're doing it again. So forgive me.
I understand that.
Yeah. That's why we always use the past, not the future.
Sure.
And if you're lowered income, you can come back in like 6 to 8 months and show us that, hey, there's been 6 to 8 months. You've got my income wrong. That's a valid argument 6 to 8 months from now when you can show us that it actually stopped and didn't restart.
I'm here to rule on cases. I am not permitted to give legal advice. It would be a violation of ethical codes and improper.
Sure, that's fair. I understand that.
It is what it is, then we relook at it. But a change of circumstance in child support is a change in your income through no fault of your own.
Okay.
All right. As to your argument as to his income, I can tell you that how this is calculated is 100% based on your income.
Okay.
Normally, it's based 96 to 98% on your income.
Okay.
Mathematically speaking, because there's 0 overnights, what the thing does is it calculates what percentage overnights you have, what percentage he has. It calculates what he would pay you if you had 100% custody, then what you would pay him if he had 100% custody, and then it subtracts the 2.
Okay.
And that's what generally went. But since there's 0 overnights, anything times 0 to his income mathematically is 0. So I can double his income. I can cut it in half. It will not affect this.
Okay.
Also mathematically, anywhere from 1 to 70 overnights minimally affects the child support. And that's based on the fact that they don't want people arguing over the standard parenting time of every other week, every other weekend, 3 or 4 weeks in the summer, every other holiday, every other spring break.
So I guess
mathematically speaking, they carve it out. So 0 is just one of those weird exceptions, but 1 to 70 doesn't do much either.
Okay. I guess I have a question about that too.
Sure.
Because our custody is in dispute. I technically have custody, but he is in contempt and keeping them. So that doesn't matter that he's just
in what way is he in contempt for keeping them? How is that?
So our divorce decree stated that I would have Jack 100% of the time, and then he would have Nathan Wednesday night for a couple hours, and he would return home, and then every other weekend he'd have him Friday night, Saturday night, overnight.
So I guess my question would be, has this been sent to the front of the court for a custody review?
So what we've been doing is mediation. What happened was Nathan ran away, and then so we're in the midst of all of that. And Nathan
voted with his feet. basically.
Yes, and his dad kept
Well,
him.
and Jacob, we'll get to Jacob because I think Jacob may be or may not be, yeah, in or out of the picture. Because
Okay.
he's 18, I can't control what I lose
Mhm.
jurisdiction of parenting time and custody when they turn 18. The only
Right,
thing I can
right, and
maintain is child support as long as they are attending full-time high school
okay,
with
and he's
anticipation of actual
graduated
graduation.
and he's 18, so
Mr. Warner, what has happened with Jacob? So he's graduated?
it's actually
Jackson graduated December 21st or 22nd of this year. He
Okay.
turned 18 in October.
Okay.
So our review was done. She was supposed to pay November and December for Jackson and Nathan.
Yeah, that's what would happen. That's why both of them are on it then, because it would continue through December 31st after he graduated. So it's
Yep.
18 and out. So
Yep.
basically he's 18 and now he's out. So it would go to, it goes to the end of the month he graduated. So December 31st is when it would end. So
Yep,
November,
and-
December, and then the
Yep.
lower rate for the one child starts then, and it may be arguable because it may be preserved if you guys have been coming to court for Nathan.
We've been going through this parenting counselor,
How
guy
old is
Jacobson,
how old is Nathan?
16.
Yeah, good. Another 16-year-old running the show. Sorry, last motion day I had 4 motions with 16-year-olds running the show.
Yeah.
Because I have no legal authority to hold them in contempt. I have no legal authority to force them, and no police officer. Ms. Warner, if I grant you an order to enforce your parenting time,
Mhm.
the police will not enforce it. He's 16.
I
they're not gonna enforce it.
understand. The day Nathan left, I contacted the police and they told me that the other party had already contacted them to find out what would happen. And
Right.
so right there, my hands were tied, and I've been going through all of the steps that friend of the court has asked of me.
And our problem is we can't hold people in contempt.
Your
I
Honor,
mean,
if I may.
yes, Mr. Baker.
I gave overnight some scrutiny based on the submissions, and the last 2 parenting time orders grant Ms. Warner 0 overnights. That's a parenting time order from June 7, 2023, and from
Okay, so-
October 31st, 2023.
Okay, so we actually have
They're both
orders giving you.
stipulated. I'll
Okay,
stipulate
thank you,
orders.
Mr. Baker. Yeah, I'm
You're
sorry.
welcome.
I generally only concentrate on the child support order, but thank you for that, Mr. Baker, because if the court's ordered 0, then the court's ordered 0. There's nothing, there's not much I can do on the child support issue.
Okay.
But I would
And
continue
what
to
if,
continue because the only thing we can do is probably order counseling eventually, but very rarely after they're 16 does that work. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but we keep
Well-
trying. We'll keep trying it because we have to keep trying till they're 18, but at some point there's not much we can do.
we're doing counseling, and like I know my relationship with him is never going to be the same, and he's not likely to come back around until he's an adult and can see like what it's worth. I
Right.
get that, and I
That's-
understand that I have to pay something for Nathan, but it just feels unfair because Jake deliberately took them from me. I believe that this was very much orchestrated. He went through court to get custody the proper way in August of 2022. It was denied by the judge, and he kind of
Right.
set this plan into motion after that. And I feel like I'm being punished for that. And like he had Nathan for a week and then filed to abate the child support. His motive 100% of the time has just been to get money from me. He has threatened me. I don't even know how many times. And he told me right off the bat, Nathan's not coming back. The only thing that I would ask is that with our mediation, our child support wasn't supposed to change. So I would hope that this would be going forward, and Jack would kind of be a moot point, and that maybe I could pay a more reasonable amount for Nathan, kind of the equivalent to what I was receiving.
I'm afraid child support is set by law. I'm not sure what it was calculated at before, but child support is set by law, and it's set by the actual placement of the child.
Okay.
That's why the court orders don't necessarily equate in this manner. In
That's
other
unfortunate.
words, yeah, it is unfortunate, but that's what the law is. And generally, this is the morning I unfortunately get to explain it to people that have never read it, and not many of us walk out of here happy.
No, I mean, like, I guess it is
Yeah,
what
I
it
know.
is, and I'll accept whatever it is, but I don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's right.
Personally, I agree with you, but legally, I can't change it. It is what it is. We've got your actual pay. You can come back in 6 to 8 months and show that here's the annual amount that you calculated me on, that was based on this. I need it recalculated because that is long gone and this shows it.
Okay.
At this point, that's the best I can do for you, unfortunately. And I will give you both the same warning I give everyone with 16-year-olds. They tend to vote with their 70% of the time, they vote with their feet and move back with the other parent after about a year with the parent they moved to, because they find out it's no different. The other 30% of the time they do change.
Nathan is
But-
out running wild, so he won't be coming back.
Well, you never know. If he's out running wild, he may wind up in the delinquency court, and then they control where the kid's placed.
Yeah, unfortunately, that might happen.
You never know. All righty. Good luck, everybody. It is what it is. So I'm going to enter the recommendation. Mr. Warner,
Can
did you
I-
have a question? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, is this going to be like going back to when?
It starts on November 1st, which means you'd pay for the 2 kids from November to December. And then we are going to make sure that that ends on December 31st for Jake, and it goes down to the only one child as of January 1st.
Okay, and then like if that is going to be a financial burden to me, is there a potential for me to pay a lump sum, like take out a loan to do that, because I can't
You mean
afford to pay that?
those you can't, you don't have to. It's only collected like, I forgot, $80 a month or something until paid off. The arrearage.
Even that $750 towards Nathan,
No, the
because if you take that,
$750 is going to come out of your pay.
so that's what I'm saying. That 750 plus the 500 that I'm going to be losing, that's like almost $1,300 a month. I can't afford that with my bills. So I'm wondering if I could somehow get a personal loan, like to pay a lump sum just at once and be done.
You can't pay a lump sum because it's then non-changeable. What you
Okay.
could do is take out a loan and then use it like a HELOC and pay it. You take out of that loan monthly to pay the child support.
Okay.
It comes out to $172 a week. A month is 4.35 weeks. So while the charge comes in at a monthly rate of 12 months per year, because there's 26 pays for most people, not 24, it comes out a different amount. So it's $172 a month.
Okay.
All right. Take care, everybody.